He and I go way back. Before I knew who I was, he knew who I am. Long before I learned of my talents, he set my feet on the stage and said, "Speak." He and I go way back. Way before the salvation. Before I knew his voice and responded to his call for liberation, and at the core of his love lay a brittle and wretched son, with stories and stories of flaws that exceeded the heights of the sun, undeserving but worth the weight of his son. Undeserving, but with the grace on the cross that hung. Time exists in him and the earth sits on his palm. See, I have double stories of floors the stairs cannot climb. We go way back. Way back when the snares kept me trapped. And though not all the way liberated, we have history. He and I go way back before old school. Before I knew my mother's name, he set aside two. Before I met him, he loved this broken tool that sometimes sang his music but often walked off tune. And I won't lie, I wasn't the greatest of introverts. Aside from being antisocial, I never had time for small talks. Not a big talker, but he made me full of words. I sit in silence not because of sadness, but because I'm deep in thoughts. I was never sure about this new role I had been called. But who knows me more than I do but the Lord? Sometimes I question his plans like, are you sure it's supposed to be me, Lord? Like, wouldn't you prefer someone that actually loves to talk? But we go way back. We transcend history. He sent his son for you and me. I would, but time won't allow me to tell you his story. You and I go way back. Though I recently met you. I remember days I would have died before I knew you. You kept me from drowning multiple times. Your breath lived in my lungs even when I had those asthma attacks. And with these same lungs, I will offer you praise with my mouth and banging of drums and the clashing of cymbals, pressing of keys and arranging of puns. We go way back. Before I made my first prayer and petition, you answered. Before I asked for forgiveness, you forgave my sins. Before I was sick and afflicted, you had straps for my healing. You set me free before I was even captive. Bruised before I condemned myself for my iniquities and my trespasses. How can I forget how you set me a comforter before I was even in distress? You set me an advocate before I even knew I had a case. Contended against those who contended against me. Blessed those who were around to watch me grow and bless me. You softened the hearts of kings for my favor. Died on the cross and took the punishment I deserved for my bad behavior. I said he softened the hearts of kings for my favor. Died on the cross and took the punishments that I deserved for my bad behavior. You were with me before I was with you. You answered my prayers before I even knew you. Forgave me for my transgression without me even asking you to. You had my back when no one else did. You understood me all the times I was just a misunderstood kid. We go way back. Way before I can remember the time in my mother's womb you had me knit. We go way back. Way before I doubted my abilities, you ordained me your prophet. You and I have history.